Does anyone know what that is? That number, that alphanumeric? Sir? Coordinates? That's not it. Good thought, but that's not it. Sir? Victor is for V. That's right. So it's N7038V. Any other guesses? It's the tail number of an aircraft. And I want all aircraft in the United States have a tail number. And they all start with N for some reason, national, or I don't know what the N stands for. But it's then a numeric, and it ends in an alpha. And I want to tell you the story about this particular aircraft, 7038 Victor. This aircraft took off 19 April of the year 2000. And it was an absolute perfect, beautiful day. Took off from Montgomery County Airport, Conroe, Texas. Headed to San Marcos, Texas, and climbed the 4,000 feet perfectly. And this is the transmission from the pilot on the FAA tape. This is 38 Victor. I'm requesting the nearest airport. This is Houston Center. Are you declaring an emergency? This is the pilot. Now he's at 3,500 feet. No, sir, but my oil pressure is down to 0. Houston Center. Proceed to Hooks Airport at 270 degrees. He gave him a heading to go to the nearest airport, which was only a few miles away. Now he's down to 3,000 feet. This is 38 Victor. My engine is stopped, and I'm declaring an emergency. Houston Center. Delta 18 X-ray, turn to 125 degrees and maintain 4,000 feet. Aero Mexico 27 Foxtrot, turn to 090 degrees and maintain 3,000 feet. Northwest 42 Echo, turn 140 degrees and maintain 6,000 feet. Clearing the airspace near Houston Intercontinental Airport. The pilot at 1,300 feet. This is 38 Victor, sir. I don't think I can make the field. Talk to me. Houston Center. Do you want to switch to Hooks Tower, or do you want to stay with me? I want to stay with you, sir. Houston Center. Good luck. At 500 feet, the pilot altered his course. He made a determination, a split-second determination, that although he was lined up with the runway, he could not make the runway. There were a line of trees between he and the end of the runway. And so he made a 170-degree, which is almost a complete left turn, 170-degree left turn, and headed for a hayfield. And he left his gear up because if you lower your gear, it increases the drag on the aircraft and it would stall quicker. So gear up, 170-degree left turn, the nose starts getting mushy. A mushy nose means you're about to stall. The natural tendency when you're about to stall is to pull back to lift the nose up, which would stall it quicker. So he's pushing the nose over, pushing it toward the ground to gain airspeed so he can land it. A few seconds later, he belly lands into a hayfield. And he and his passenger, he had a passenger with him, walk away. And the next transmission from Houston Center was to a Delta 737 in the air, and it was, did he make it? And the 737 said, yes, there are two men walking away from the aircraft. I talked to the pilot later that day, and I said, how did you do it? And he said, Dad, you see, it was my son, Jay, my oldest son. He said, Dad, the only way I could have made it is by the man on the ground listening to me. He really never did anything technically to help me land. He just listened to me. And in so doing, he represented safety to me. And he gave me confidence. And the more he listened to me, the more I knew I could make this. It's a life-changing story for not only him, but for me. It's the power of listening. The story of the N7038 Victor. Let's talk about some facts about listening. They say a new baby can listen even though it's still in the womb. The story of 9/11. Somehow, one day, somebody gave me the 9/11 Commission report. Now, that's really a boring document, but I happened to pick it up and read one chapter of it. And the name of the chapter was "A System Was Blinking Red." We knew that there would be an event of that magnitude. We just assumed it would be overseas. So we took no precautions domestically. And we see what happened. Through a failure of listening, the Columbia tragedy back in 2003. As soon as the shuttle accelerated into outer space, the low-level engineers screamed that they needed some visuals of the wing because of the foam that had detached and hit the wing. And the high-level engineers said, it's a non-issue. It's not even worth the pictures. And then, as we all know, that breach of the leading edge of the wing caused the thing to disintegrate. We lost 7 brilliant people in a multi-million-dollar spacecraft through a lack of listening. People spend about 53% of their time listening every day. As you higher you go up in an organization, the more you're going to listen up. More percentage of time you should be listening. In your case, you should be listening about 70% of the time. Speech speed is 125 words a minute. Thought speed is 400 to 3,000 words per minute. So there's no reason why you can't pick up on everything said. They teach reading, writing, speaking in school. They don't really teach a lot of listening. It's just forgotten skill. Believe it or not, there's even a listening hotline. You can pay 50 cents and call an 800 number, and a human being on the other end will listen to you. And that's it. They won't take any action, but you feel better because somebody listened to you.